This video is on string manipulation functions, so let's take a look at some of these functions. So the first function that we're going to take a look at is this function, right? This string p, where p is basically the position of the character that we want to extract from a string. For example, we have a string str and we have another string temp str. Now str has been assigned this value, good morning, whereas temp str has been assigned this value, greetings. Now when we run this instruction, what this instruction is going to do, it's going to extract the first character out of the entire string. So the first character in this case is G, right? So this is the first character, right? So G is going to be output on the screen. When we run this one and we start counting, we're looking for the fifth character. This is character number 1. This would be 2, 3, 4, and between good and the word morning there is a blank space, right? Between these two there is a blank space. So in this case, a blank space technically is going to be output on the screen. Let's take a look at this one. In this case, we want to extract character number 9 from good morning. Remember the blank, when we were at the blank space, this was character number 5. So this is going to be 6, 7, 8, and n is going to be 9. So this is going to output 9 on the screen. How about this one? In this one, we want to work with the string temp str, and we are looking for the fourth character. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to have E as the this character E is going to be shown on the screen. Okay, let's take a look to the right hand side where we've written the same code in Visual Basic. Here also we have two strings, str and temp str. Str has been assigned this value Pakistan, and temp str has been assigned the value Punjab. Now when we work with Visual Basic, instead of output we use the console.writeLine statement, and as we can see in here, what we're trying to extract is character number 2 from the string str. Now the only difference in case of Visual Basic is that the position of the starting character in this case is not 1, rather it is considered 0. So P is 0, A is 1, and K is 2. So in this case, K is going to be output. Remember, the starting position in case of Visual Basic is 0, right? So this is going to output K on K. This is going to show K in the output. Okay, let's take a look at this one. When we execute this instruction, we're looking for characters number 6, right? And remember, we start with 0, right? So P is 0, A is 1, K is 2, I is 3, S is 4, T is 5, and A is 6. So in this case, A is going to be shown on the screen. So just remember this. Starting position in this case, starting position in case of Visual Basic is 0. So starting position of a string, the starting character is character number 0, whereas in case of pseudocode, the starting position as far as this function is concerned is 1. Just remember that. So the starting character is always going to have position number 1. So that's the only difference between Visual Basic and pseudocode. Alright, so the next function that we are going to be studying is called the char function. What we do in this function is that as a parameter we pass the ASCII code. We pass the ASCII code. Okay. So 68 is the ASCII code, and we want to find the corresponding character. Now before I get started with this, let me show you some important values in the ASCII table. Some important values that we should know of. Well, capital A it has the ASCII code 65, capital Z is 90, small a has the ASCII code 97, okay, and small z has the ASCII code 122. The digit 0, if it is treated as a character, the digit 0 has the ASCII code of 48 and the digit 9 has the ASCII code of 57. Okay, so in this case we are trying to find the character corresponding to ASCII code 68. Now remember, capital A has the ASCII code 65, so 66 would be B, 67 would be C, and 68 would be D. So in this case what's going to be output is going to be character D. In this case we want the corresponding character for the ASCII code 97, and as we can see here that 97 is the ASCII code for small a. So lowercase a is what is going to be output on the screen. In this case we are looking for the ASCII we are looking for the character corresponding to ASCII code 56. Now remember, 9 is the corresponding character code for 9 is 57, so 56 would be 8. So in this case 8 is going to be output on the screen. Let's take a look at the same function in Visual Basic. One key difference is how it is spelled. Instead of using the entire word CHAR, we are using CHR only. Okay, and the parameter is always going to have the ASCII value. So what we have here is we want to output the character corresponding to ASCII value 89. In this case we know that capital Z is 90, right? So 89 would be capital Y. So I hope you understand. It was a very simple function to understand. All we need to do is we need to pass the ASCII code in the function, and this function is going to return us with the corresponding character. Okay, the function that we are going to study next is the ASCII function, and this in fact does the exact opposite of what we were doing in the previous function. So in this case, in this function, as a parameter what we are going to pass is a character. So we are going to pass a character as a parameter to our ASCII function, and this function is going to tell us the corresponding ASCII code of that character. For example, in this case we have passed the character A to this function, and it's capital A, so the ASCII code for capital A is 65. So this is what's going to be output on the screen. In this case we are trying to find the ASCII code of character Z. So in this case 90 is going to be output on the screen. In this case we are trying to find the ASCII code for character small d, lowercase d, and we should remember that for small a the ASCII code is 97, right? So B would be 98, small c would be 99, and small d would be 100. So in this case 100 is going to be output on the screen. Same function being used in Visual Basic is spelled slightly differently. Here the spellings are ASC only. Instead of ASCII we are using ASC only. The rest of the use of the function is the same as pseudocode. In this case what we are trying to do is that we are trying to find the ASCII code of a digit, right? We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. All of these, when they are treated as characters, when these digits are treated as characters, then they have a corresponding ASCII code also. So 5 as a character, what is the corresponding ASCII code? Remember that the ASCII code of digit 0 as a character, when 0 is being treated as a character, what is the corresponding ASCII code? It is 48. So 49 would be 1, 50 would be 2, 51 would be 3, 54 would be 4, and 55 would be 5. Let me try that again. I think I messed it up. So 0 would be 48, 1 would be 49, 2 would be 50, 3 would be 51, 4 would be 52, and 5 would be 53. So in this case what's going to be output on the screen is 53. So 53 is the character code for digit 5. So this next function that we are going to study returns the length of a string. For example, we have a string str, and str has been assigned the value hello. So this hello here is the value that has been assigned to this variable str, right? Okay. Now when we use this function, right, what's going to be output on the screen is going to be the length or the number of characters in this string. So we have 1 2 3 4 and 5 characters. So this is going to output 5 on the screen. Temp star is equal to day, right, and when we use this instruction, what we're going to get is the length of this string temp str, right. So 1 2 and 3, so this is going to give us 3, right. That's the length of the string, and we can use this function like this also. In fact, instead of passing a variable as a parameter, we have directly used the string value. So we have used the string good. So this is a value, not a variable, right. And in this case, the length of this string is 4, right. So what this is going to output is the length of the string 4, right. So that's the length of the string. In this case, the only difference in Visual Basic is that instead of writing length in entirety, we are going to use len instead of length. So that's the name or the identifier of the function, right. And when we execute this function, right, when we execute this instruction, what's going to be output is the length of this string, and that is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So this time 6 is going to be output. In this case, since we are working on temp str, we'll have 1 2 3 and there's a space here, so that would be 4, and then this is 5, so 5 is going to be output. And in this case, we are going to have 1 2 3 and 4. So in this case, the length of the string, which is 4 in this case, is going to be output.